Welcome back to Economics Unswallowed, where we peel back the glossy veneer of the world to peek at the machinery underneath. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Lisa. Today, we're tackling a weighty, perhaps even unsettling topic from our latest video investigation. The argument that our financial world isn't just complex, it might be a meticulously crafted game, controlled by what the video terms a financial oligarchy, or tycoons.
It sounds like something ripped from a thriller novel, Lisa, but the core assertion is that these incredibly powerful individuals and institutions don't merely participate in the market, they actively direct its currents. They influence stock prices not just by their trades, but by shaping the entire narrative through media control and financial rhetoric.
And this isn't just about savvy investing during boom times. The video paints a darker picture where financial crises, those moments of widespread panic and loss for ordinary people, are actually calculated opportunities for this elite. They can short sell assets before a collapse they might even anticipate or subtly trigger, then sweep in to buy valuable assets at rock-bottom prices when everyone else is forced to sell.
The video even questions the true independence of central banks, suggesting that former executives from major financial institutions often find their way onto central bank boards. This implies that monetary policies, crucial levers like interest rates and quantitative easing, essentially money printing, could be influenced more by political connections and the interests of this financial elite than by pure economic necessity for the general populace.
And what about those infamous market bubbles? The video posits they aren't always accidental. They can be engineered. Create hype around a certain asset class, use media influence to draw in the masses, inflate the price, and then the insiders, the smart money, quietly exit before the bubble inevitably bursts, leaving retail investors holding the bag.
It's a sobering thought that their power isn't confined to their bank accounts. The video argues it extends far beyond into the realms of influencing government policy, funding political campaigns to get favorable outcomes, exerting significant control over mainstream media narratives, and perhaps even, in some cases, navigating the justice system in ways most cannot. This is about systemic influence, not just individual wealth.
It's a complex web of power they seem to weave. But just as we're trying to get our heads around these traditional power structures, Daniel, the video introduces a new, arguably even more potent force into this elite equation: big tech.
The titans of Silicon Valley and beyond, aren't they? They're not just tech companies anymore. The argument is they've morphed into a new breed of financial oligarchy, wielding power not just through capital, but through the new gold, data, and algorithms. Their ability to predict consumer behavior, to subtly nudge our choices. That's a different kind of power.
It absolutely is. Big tech's influence, as outlined, is multifaceted. They have the resources and the data to potentially influence stock prices. More insidiously, they control the very platforms where information is disseminated and consumed, giving them immense power to shape public opinion, define what's considered truth, and even suppress dissenting voices. This isn't just financial leverage, it's societal engineering.
And the video points out an alarming trend: the increasing convergence of these big tech giants with traditional financial powerhouses. We're seeing partnerships, investments, and a blurring of lines. It's like a consolidation of global control, where the old money and established power structures are merging with the new, incredibly potent, data-driven capabilities of tech.
This combined force then extends its reach into a critical area, the startup ecosystem. The video suggests that the success or failure of new innovative companies can often hinge on the implicit approval, backing, or even algorithmic favor of this consolidated oligarchy. They can effectively act as gatekeepers, picking which new technologies or business models get to thrive.
So the manipulation isn't just about financial markets in the traditional sense anymore. It's about shaping the future, controlling innovation, and even, as the video argues, manipulating financial thinking itself. especially among younger generations who live and breathe on these algorithmic platforms. Their investment choices, their understanding of risk, their financial education, it's all potentially being curated.
And the weapon they use is often disguised as something we all love: convenience. The video makes a strong point that this modern elite gains incredible power by providing services that make our lives easier, that become integral to our daily routines. In exchange for this convenience, we willingly, often unknowingly, surrender vast amounts of personal data, our purchasing power, and sometimes even our capacity for independent critical thought.
The video doesn't shy away even from darker corners, Lisa. It draws a line connecting this financial elite to the military-industrial complex, suggesting they profit significantly from global conflicts and the industries that support war.
Chillingly, big tech, once again, is right there. Their increasing involvement in the defense sector, leveraging AI, data analysis, and sophisticated technologies for military applications, is highlighted as another layer of this power consolidation. We even see individuals like Elon Musk, who straddled the worlds of cutting-edge tech, finance, and even space exploration, sometimes wielding influence that seems to rival or even surpass that of traditional nation-states in specific arenas.
It really pushes us to question the very fabric of our global system. The video asks, are we living in a world governed by established laws and democratic processes, or is it more akin to a lawless, high-stakes game controlled by a select few, a global financial oligarchy that operates beyond national borders?
The argument presented is that the most potent form of power in the 21st century is largely invisible. It's wielded by those who control the narratives around currency, who shape the products we desire, who filter the information we see, and ultimately who influence the thoughts we think, often without needing a single vote or public mandate. Their names might not even be household names.
To make this more concrete, the video outlines 5 interconnected layers of power allegedly used by this financial elite to maintain and expand their control. Financial control, the most obvious, directing capital flows, creating and managing debt, controlling major assets and financial institutions. Influence over war and conflict, profiting from the military-industrial complex, potentially influencing geopolitical events to create favorable conditions. Media and cultural shaping, owning or influencing major media outlets, entertainment industries, and cultural institutions to shape public opinion, values, and desires. Educational programming, subtly influencing curricula and education systems to instill certain beliefs and limit critical thinking about the system itself. Technological manipulation, utilizing AI, algorithms, data harvesting, and control over digital platforms to monitor, predict, and influence behavior and thought on an unprecedented scale.
Through these interwoven layers, the video suggests, an illusion of freedom is meticulously maintained. We are encouraged to believe we are making our own autonomous choices, from what we buy to what we believe, while in reality, those choices are often made within a carefully constructed framework, subtly guided by these powerful, often unseen forces. It's like a pre-scripted reality.
So if this portrayal has any truth to it, who or what is the real enemy? The video's conclusion is quite profound. It's not a specific nation, not a particular political party, not even necessarily the oligarchs themselves as individuals, but something far more pervasive: apathy. Our collective indifference, our unwillingness to engage in deep critical thinking, our readiness to accept narratives fed to us, that is what allows this invisible power structure to thrive and expand.
The call to action, therefore, isn't about pitchforks and torches. It's far more internal. It's a plea to stop blindly believing. Stop accepting the perceived objectivity of the market without question. Stop assuming the neutrality of the media. Critically examine everything. Ask the uncomfortable questions. Cui bono, who benefits from you believing this or that?
It's a stark, challenging message. The suggestion is that
we might be living in a world largely orchestrated for the benefit of a transnational financial elite, driven by the ceaseless pursuit of profit and control. The final, urgent plea is for individuals to try and break free from this mental code, to reclaim their critical thinking before, as the video chillingly suggests, even the thought of genuine resistance is algorithmically predicted and subtly suppressed.
Heavy stuff indeed, Daniel. That definitely gives Economics Unswallowed a lot to chew on. That's our very deep dive for today. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Daniel. Keep questioning and try to see the code.